There were nights when I'd lie awake in the dark, eyes wide open, staring at the ceiling. The ceiling fan would spin its slow, steady rhythm, as if mocking the noise inside my mind. Did I do enough today? Why does everyone else seem to move forward while I stay stuck? Am I even on the right path? And the worst one of all, do I even deserve good things in this life? Every morning I'd start the day the same way. Wash my face, brew my coffee, check my phone, and somehow feel empty. Life wasn't bad, but it wasn't joyful either. I worked, pushed. I tried to hold it all together. I tried to look like I had it all figured out. But deep inside, there was a quiet voice always whispering, "You're still not enough." I felt small in a world that never stops demanding. I got tired of comparing myself, tired of trying to be someone while slowly losing who I really was. Nobody knew. But inside, I was falling apart in silence. And then one day, I stumbled upon something. A phrase, just floating in a podcast I almost skipped. Every day when you're going to bed or waking up, your brain enters theta. That's when the subconscious records, not resists. I didn't fully understand it, but something about it made me pause. So I looked deeper, and I discovered that in those quiet moments just before we fall asleep and right as we wake, our minds enter a powerful state. A brain wave called theta. It's the same brain state we had as children. It's when our subconscious is wide open, not judging, not arguing, just listening, just recording. And in that moment it hit me. For years, I'd been programming my own mind with worry, fear, and old stories. No wonder life felt like I was running in circles. But then I wondered, what if I could plant a different kind of seed? What if every night before I slept I whispered to myself, "I am enough, I am strong, I am worthy of love"? What if I could speak directly to the deepest part of me? And begin again. That question, quiet but powerful, was the beginning of a new chapter one never saw coming. The more I explored, the more it all began to make sense. I had always thought change came from willpower, from pushing harder, from doing more, from constantly fixing what was broken on the outside. But no one had ever taught me this. The real shift begins on the inside, where your conscious mind lets go, and your subconscious starts to listen. You see, the subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't question or reason. It simply records what it hears, especially when your brain is in that soft, dreamy, half-awake place, what scientists call the theta state. It's the same state a child lives in during their earliest years, wide open, absorbing everything without filter. That's where beliefs are born, not through logic, but through repetition. And suddenly, I saw my life in a whole new light. All those years I had told myself things like, "I'm not smart enough. I'm too old to change. I never follow through. I'm not worthy of love, success, or peace." Every time I repeated those thoughts, even silently, I was unknowingly writing a script into my subconscious. And that script, it was running my life. Not because I was broken, not because I lacked discipline, but because deep down I had taught myself to believe I wasn't enough. That realization didn't hit me like a lightning bolt. It arrived softly, like a gentle hand on my shoulder. A truth that had always been there waiting for me to remember. And so I asked myself, if I was powerful enough to program myself with fear, could I be powerful enough to reprogram myself with love? That single question, whispered in a quiet evening, long after the world had gone to sleep, became my turning point. I didn't need another book, another seminar, another list of things to fix. What I needed was a new voice, a new rhythm, a new story to tell myself every single day. So that night I tried something different. I found a quiet spot, slipped on my headphones, and listened to a track of affirmations I found online. Nothing fancy, just simple words. Words I had never dared say to myself before. I am enough. I am worthy of love. I am strong. I am peaceful. I am becoming who I was always meant to be. Felt strange at first, like wearing someone else's shoes. But I kept listening, and then something began to shift. The first few nights, I'll be honest, it felt awkward. There I was, lying in the dark, listening to someone repeat things like, I am confident, I am healthy, I am a magnet for abundance. And all I could think was, that's not me. Not yet. But I kept going. Not because I fully believed the words, but because something in me hoped they could become true. I listened every night before bed. Not long. Just 10, maybe 15 minutes. The voice was calm. The rhythm slow. And slowly, almost like background music, those words began to settle into me. Something beautiful happened around the second week. It wasn't a grand revelation. It was subtle. One morning I looked in the mirror and noticed. I didn't criticize myself. Another day someone cut me off in traffic, and instead of exploding I just let it go. A coworker gave me a compliment, and for once I didn't brush it off. Said thank you, and I meant it. Little by little, without forcing it. Felt lighter. Smiled more. I carried myself with a quiet kind of confidence. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that says, I know who I am now, and I like who I'm becoming. It was like my nervous system was learning how to relax. My thoughts were learning how to support me. And my soul, well, it felt like it was finally being heard. That's when I realized something that changed everything. Affirmations aren't about lying to yourself. They're about reminding yourself again and again who you were before the world taught you to doubt it. Every time I whispered, I am enough, I wasn't pretending. I was returning to a version of me that had been buried but never lost. These weren't just words anymore. They became my rhythm, like a heartbeat, soft, steady, familiar. One I am at a time. I was becoming myself again. At some point, I don't remember the exact day, but something inside me shifted. It wasn't dramatic. There was no trumpet sound, no fireworks, just a quiet morning. I was sipping my coffee by the window. The light was soft. The world was still. And out of nowhere, I whispered to myself, I like who I'm becoming. Startled me, not because it was loud, but because it was true. For the first time in years, I felt like I wasn't just surviving life. I was participating in it, choosing it, creating it from the inside out. I wasn't rushing to fix myself anymore. I wasn't living for approval. I wasn't at war with my reflection. The affirmations I'd once doubted, those soft little mantras I had whispered in the dark, they had taken root, like seeds I forgot I planted. And suddenly they were blooming. I started noticing things I used to overlook. How deeply I could breathe when I wasn't anxious. How good it felt to walk with my shoulders back. How freeing it was to say no without guilt. How beautiful the present moment could be when I wasn't stuck in the past or fearing the future. My relationships changed too. I didn't need people to fix me or complete me. I started showing up whole. With open hands, not outstretched ones. With presence, not performance. The more I honored who I was, the more life seemed to honor me back. I laughed easier, loved deeper, judged less, and even on hard days, because yes, they still came. I didn't crumble, because deep down I knew. I am safe. I am guided. I am becoming. I wasn't waiting for life to deliver the perfect moment anymore. I was becoming the moment. One breath, one choice, one quiet affirmation at a time. I used to think healing was just for me. That maybe if I could just fix my mind, calm my body, and find some peace, I'd be okay. And for a while that was enough. But then something beautiful happened. People around me began to notice. A friend pulled me aside and said, "You seem different, softer somehow, lighter." My partner smiled one night and whispered, "You don't flinch anymore when I compliment you." Even my grown children called more, lingered longer, laughed louder. They didn't say it directly, but I could feel it. They felt safer around me. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just for me. The way I started to speak to myself, with compassion, with truth, with hope, spilled over into how I spoke to others, into the way I listened, into the space I held for friends, for family, for strangers in the grocery line. All from a simple, quiet practice, speaking love into my subconscious. One I am at a time, night after night. until my spirit believed it again. And now, if you're hearing this, if something inside you is stirring, then maybe this is your moment too. Maybe, like me, you've spent years carrying silent doubts. Maybe you've been living as if your best days are behind you. Maybe, deep down, you've been waiting for permission to start over. So let me tell you what I wish someone had told me sooner. You're not too old. You're not too late. You're not too broken. You're not alone. And the most powerful change in your life, the one that touches everyone around you, doesn't start outside. It begins in the stillness, in the softness of your own voice, in the moment you choose to say, I am worthy, I am whole, I am here, and I am ready. And when you do, you don't just heal yourself. You become a light. You become a quiet miracle. You become a gift.